Welcome, deep divers, to a fascinating journey into a topic that's, well, it's really transforming how we appreciate wine. Light wines. For too long, I think many of us have maybe subconsciously equated heavy with quality, right? But our sources today, they hint at a much more nuanced story, what's truly shifting in how we define excellence in wine right now. And why is the style becoming so incredibly valued? Our mission today is to uncover what truly defines a light wine, explore its diverse world, understand how best to enjoy it, and maybe, just maybe, challenge some perceptions.
It's a perfect time for this deep dive, absolutely. What's really captivating, I think, is this growing global appreciation for finesse, freshness, and authenticity in wine. Light wines are, in essence, they're like the liquid translation of elegance.
Ah, I like that.
They beautifully reflect that unique connection between the grape and the land, what we call terroir, in a way that just feels incredibly pure. These aren't just some fleeting trend. They really cater to a modern palate seeking refreshment, versatility, and an experience that's less about sheer power and maybe more about pure, unadulterated pleasure.
You've hit on something crucial there. We often hear light and immediately think less, don't we?
Less flavor.
Yeah, less flavor, less character, maybe like how a light beer might be a light flavor beer. But our sources suggest that in wine, it's a much richer, more complex idea. So what are the key technical components that truly define this lightness, making it a virtue rather than, a lack?
You're absolutely right to challenge that misconception. True lightness is really built on 4 crucial pillars, and they work together in harmony. First, and maybe the most obvious one, is low alcohol content.
Okay.
We're typically looking at wines below, say, 12.5% ABV. Less alcohol means less of that heat or weight in your mouth.
Right, that burns sometimes.
Exactly, and that allows those more delicate aromas to genuinely shine through. It directly contributes to a wine's refreshing character and what we call drinkability, makes them just perfect for warmer weather or lighter meals.
So it's not just about less kick then, but about opening up the palate to perceive those more subtle notes. That makes perfect sense.
Precisely. The second pillar is prominent acidity. Now think of acidity as the backbone of vivacity in these wines.
A backbone, okay.
It provides that incredible freshness and a truly palate-cleansing sensation. You know, that mouth-watering feeling, that crispness? That's acidity doing its job. It helps balance any natural sweetness, and crucially, it brings out the grape's primary aromas. Like, take a Sauvignon Blanc, where acidity highlights notes of passion fruit and zesty citrus, or a crisp Pinot Grigio that bursts with green apple and lemon. Without that acidity, honestly, they just fall flat.
That palate cleansing idea really resonates.
Yeah.
It explains why some wines just feel so incredibly refreshing. What's the next key characteristic that adds to this feeling?
Okay, next up is light body. Now, the body of a wine refers to its density, that tactile sensation, how it actually feels in your mouth.
Right.
Light wines, they truly seem to float on the palate. They lack that richness, that sort of mouth-coating feel. To use the analogy from our source, think of the difference between sparkling mineral water and, say, olive oil. That's kind of the spectrum of body. And this light body is a direct result of that lower alcohol and, really importantly, minimal or no new oak aging.
Like it's dancing across your tongue, maybe, rather than coating it. I can almost feel that difference. But, for some traditional wine drinkers, might light body sometimes be misinterpreted as lacking depth?
That's a really fair question, and it's precisely where we need to challenge those preconceptions. Lightness doesn't mean less character, but a different kind of character. It's a focus on finesse and purity rather than density. And finally, for our light red wines, the 4th pillar is soft, discreet tannins.
Okay, tannins and reds.
Yeah. In these lighter reds, the tannins are fine, they're soft, and they're minimally astringent. That means they don't leave that dry, sort of puckering sensation you often get with bigger reds.
Right.
This allows the fruit and the acidity to really take center stage. It's a stark contrast to, say, a robust, really tannic young Cabernet Sauvignon, where the tannins need years sometimes to mellow out. Soft tannins just make a red wine feel round and easy to drink, even when it's young.
So it's not just one of these elements working alone.
Yeah.
It's this beautiful harmony, this synergy of all 4, low alcohol, vibrant acidity, light body, and those gentle tannins.
Right.
That creates this unique, refreshing profile.
Exactly. It's a true synergy.
Okay, so we've sort of uncorked what makes a wine light, and it's clearly a precise balance of factors, but that balance doesn't just happen by accident, does it?
Not at all.
It's shaped by this fascinating interplay between, nature's raw power and the artistry of the winemaker.
Yeah.
What factors are truly at play in this symphony of crafting lightness?
It really is a symphony, you're right. And the climate, that's the conductor. Cold or temperate climates are the absolute cradle of light wines. Think about iconic regions like the Loire Valley in France, maybe Moselle in Germany, or even Marlborough in New Zealand.
Classic cool climate spots.
Exactly. In these cooler regions, grapes mature slowly, gradually. This slow ripening is critical because it preserves the grape's natural acidity and limits how much sugar accumulates. And that directly leads to lower alcohol levels in the final wine. It's why you get these subtle, elegant aromas, zesty citrus, crisp green apple, delicate floral notes rather than the, riper, jammier fruit flavors you often find in warmer regions.
So a cooler, longer growing season is really essential for that delicate balance. But what about the ground itself? How does terroir and soil contribute to this mineral essence you mentioned?
Oh, the soil is a profound influence. It impacts everything from acidity and aroma right through to a wine's longevity, how long it can age. Limestone soils, for example, are famous for enhancing acidity and minerality. They lend this unmistakable elegance and vibrancy.
Right, like in Burgundy or Champagne.
Precisely. Limestone gives you that delicate structure, those vibrant citrus aromas, and a remarkable minerality that can actually deepen over time. In contrast, you have schist soils. That's a type of layered metamorphic rock found in places like the Duto in Portugal or parts of Mosul again. They contribute different characteristics.
Okay, what kind of things?
Often you get more earthy notes, a distinct minerality that might make you think of graphite or wet stone, sometimes even a subtle spice. But look, regardless of the specific soil type, excellent drainage is always a crucial factor for the health of the vine and the quality of the grape.
It's incredible how the ground itself leaves such a clear signature on the wine.
Yeah.
So whether it's that crisp acidity from limestone or the unique minerality from schist, it's clear the soil provides a crucial, subtle foundation for that delicate balance we're looking for in light wines. But okay, once the grapes are picked, the winemaker's art really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What vinification practices are essential for preserving that lightness?
This is really where the human touch safeguards what nature's given us. Stainless steel tanks are absolutely key here.
Why stainless steel?
Well, they act as a kind of sanctuary for fruit purity. Because they're inert, they don't impart any external flavors, unlike oak barrels might. This lets the vibrant acidity and the primary fruit aromas be the star. This is often paired with temperature-controlled fermentation, which is crucial if the fermentation gets too hot.
Oh, yeah.
Those volatile fruit and floral aromas, the delicate ones, can simply dissipate, just vanish into thin air. Keeping it cool ensures they're retained in the wine.
So you're really aiming for that pure expression of the grape with nothing masking it.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And that naturally leads to the absence of wood aging for most light wines. Winemakers deliberately avoid new oak because, well, it can mask that delicate fruit, that vibrant acidity, and those primary aromas with notes of vanilla or toast or spice. The goal here is transparency.
Transparency, right.
And then there's this truly almost magical technique called carbonic maceration. It's especially famous for Gamay grapes in Beaujolais.
Carbonic maceration. Okay. How does that work?
Instead of crushing the grapes first, whole clusters are put into a tank filled with carbon dioxide. Fermentation actually starts inside the berries.
Inside the berry. Wow.
Yeah. This technique leads to these intensely fresh fruit aromas, think vibrant raspberry cherries, sometimes a really distinctive banana note, even bubblegum, and incredibly soft, almost imperceptible tannins.
Banana in a wine. That is definitely a surprising fact. It sounds like every single step, from the soil right through to the cellar, is meticulously orchestrated to ensure that true essence of lightness and freshness really comes through.
It has to be.
So you've got this incredible knowledge now about what makes a wine light and how it's crafted. But what does this all mean for the bottle you pick up off the shelf? Let's explore a few key examples from the diverse world of light wines, maybe give you those moments.
Absolutely. Let's start with light white wines. If you're looking for that signature acidity and those mineral notes, well, Sauvignon Blanc is a classic.
Can't go wrong there.
Right. In France's Loire Valley, you'll often find mineral notes, citrus, subtle herbaceous touches. But then you go to New Zealand's Marlborough region, and the Sauvignon Blanc just explodes with passion fruit, grapefruit, maybe even asparagus notes.
Very different.
Very different. Then there's Riesling, especially from Germany's Mosel region, renowned for its delicate balance of sometimes a little residual sweetness, but always with vibrant acidity, often gives you notes of green apple and slate. These really show how acidity can express itself in completely different yet equally delightful ways.
So different expressions, yeah. But that core acidity is always there, creating that invigorating lightness.
Precisely. Now, for light red wines, Pinot Noir is often called the king of light reds, and for good reason.
Elegant stuff.
Very elegant, complex. You get aromas of fresh red fruits like cherry and raspberry, often intertwined with these lovely earthy notes. Think mushrooms or damp forest floor and maybe some delicate spices. It has these silky tannins, vibrant acidity. It really offers a contemplative elegance. Then we have Gani, especially from Beaujolais, which offers just, well, uncomplicated pleasure.
Love that description.
It's vibrant, it's bursting with fresh red fruits, and thanks to that carbonic maceration we talked about, you often get that distinctive banana note again.
There's the banana.
There it is. Gamay is really designed for immediate, joyful consumption, and it's often best served slightly chilled.
That's a great distinction you make there. Pinot Noir, maybe for thoughtful sipping, Gamay for pure, exuberant enjoyment. But are there any other surprising light reds out there that maybe defy expectations?
Oh, definitely. Take Frappato from Sicily, for instance.
Sicily. You wouldn't expect light reds there necessarily.
Exactly. For a red from a warm southern Italian island, it's incredibly light and elegant. It has these delicate strawberry notes, a surprising hint of black pepper. It's a fantastic example of how lightness can be found in unexpected places, really challenging our preconceptions about what a region can produce.
Okay, Frappato, I'll look out for that one. And finally, let's just briefly touch on light rosé wines. How does lightness manifest there? Is it different?
The lightness in rosés is largely determined by how they're made. The direct pressing method means the grapes are pressed almost immediately with very minimal skin contact. This results in those delicate, pale, Provence-style rosés.
The really pale ones.
Yeah, with subtle red fruit and citrus notes, truly a picture of ethereal lightness. Then there's the saignée method, or bleeding, where juice is actually drawn off a red wine fermentation. That tends to result in rosés with a bit more color and maybe a touch more body, so you do have a spectrum, but the emphasis is almost always on freshness and subtle fruit character.
What a spectrum of lightness right there, from the mineral whites to the fruity reds and those delicate rosés. So, okay, you've got this incredible knowledge now of what defines light wines and their diverse expressions. How do you apply it? How do you truly experience these wines? Let's talk about engaging your senses and maybe the art of harmonizing them with food.
Right, this is where the rubber meets the road, as they say. When you're doing a sensory analysis, visually you'll notice light wines are usually very clear, with lighter colors, maybe straw or pale green for whites, a light cherry or ruby for the reds.
Okay.
Olfactively, on the nose, expect pure primary fruit aromas, maybe floral notes, mineral notes. You generally won't find those dominant secondary or tertiary aromas that come from, say, heavy oak use or really extended aging.
More fruit forward then.
Often, yes, or mineral driven. And then on the palate, the hallmark is that vibrant acidity, a light to medium body, those soft tannins in the reds we discussed, and almost always a clean, refreshing finish.
That clean finish really ties back to the whole palate cleansing idea, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. Now, the critical role of temperature, I really can't overstate this. It's not just about preference. It's a critical factor that genuinely unlocks the wine's true character.
How so?
Well, if a light wine is served too cold, it actually suppresses those delicate aromas and limits the whole experience. You just don't get everything it has to offer.
Okay.
But if it's served too warm, it tends to accentuate the alcohol, making the wine feel heavy and kind of out of balance.
Yeah, the heat comes back. So what are the ideal temperature ranges we should be aiming for? Give us the numbers.
Okay, for whites, aim for a crisp 7-10 degrees Celsius. That's about 45-50 Fahrenheit.
Got it.
Rosés are generally best slightly warmer, maybe 8-12 degrees C, which is 46-54 F. And for light reds, crucially, serve them slightly chilled. Aim for 12-15 degrees C. That's around 54-59 Fahrenheit. That slight chill truly makes their soft tannins and vibrant fruits sing.
Not everyone thinks of chilling red wine, as you said, so that's a key takeaway right there. I definitely remember the first time someone told me to chill a Beaujolais, I thought it was sacrilege.
Huh. It's a common reaction.
But it utterly transformed the experience. It was so much brighter.
It's a real aha moment for many people. And that brings us nicely to the art of harmonizing these wines with food. We generally work with two main principles here.
Okay.
Similarity, where you complement flavors, think about Pinot Noir, with its earthy notes alongside an earthy mushroom risotto. They echo each other.
Makes sense.
Or you can use contrast. This is where the wine's acidity cleanses the palate, like a zesty Sauvignon Blanc cutting through the richness of goat cheese.
Ah, the contrast cleanses. Got it. Give us some quick pairing ideas based on these profiles, maybe for everyday meals.
Sure. For light whites, think oysters, simple grilled seafood, fresh salads, tangy goat cheeses. Their bright acidity acts almost like a squeeze of fresh lemon juice.
Perfect for summer.
Exactly. Light reds, like Pinot Noir or Gamay, pair beautifully with white meats, chicken, turkey, pork, even fattier fish like salmon or tuna. Also great with tomato-based pastas and roasted vegetables.
Versatile.
Very. And light rosés are incredibly versatile, too. They shine with Mediterranean cuisine, lots of Asian dishes, especially those with sweet, sour, or spicy elements, and things like charcuterie boards. But honestly, the best pairing is always the one that pleases your palate. These are just guidelines, a great starting point for delicious discovery. Experiment.
Good advice. Now that we know what to look for, how to taste, how to pair, how do we make sure we're serving and storing these sometimes quite delicate wines correctly to really maximize our enjoyment?
That's an excellent question because, yeah, even the best wine can be let down by poor handling. Let's just quickly reiterate those serving temperatures because they're so important.
Please do.
Whites, 7-10 degrees C, 45-50 degrees A rosés, 8-12 degrees, 54 degrees A rosés, and those light reds, 12-15 degrees C, 54-59 degrees A rosés. Remember, it directly controls how the aromas are expressed and how the alcohol feels on your palate.
In glassware, you mentioned body. Does the glass shape really make that much difference for lighter wines?
It absolutely does. For light wines, we generally recommend smaller glasses with a narrower rim. Think about those glasses designed specifically for Riesling or maybe Gamay.
Okay, why smaller and narrower?
That shape helps to concentrate those more volatile, delicate aromas, funneling them towards your nose, and it directs the wine to the front of your palate, which enhances your perception of acidity and fruit, the real hallmarks of this style. It's not just about looking fancy, it genuinely optimizes the sensory experience. Now, for storage, most light wines are really meant to be enjoyed young, typically within, say, 1 to 3 years of their vintage.
Drink 'em fresh.
Pretty much. For these, you want to store them in a cool place, ideally between 12-18 degrees C, 54-64 degrees Fm, but consistency is really key. Avoid big temperature swings, keep them in a dark spot away from direct light. Moderate humidity, maybe 60-75%, helps keep corks from drying out if they have one, and they should be free of vibrations. Oh, and if they do have corks, store them horizontally. So definitely no storing them upright next to the oven or in direct sunlight on the kitchen counter.
Right, common mistakes maybe. So generally, drink them young, don't hold on to them for too long, mostly.
That's the general rule, yes.
Yeah.
But here's where it gets really interesting. While most are indeed for quick consumption, some light wines actually do have impressive aging potential.
Oh, like which ones?
What's fascinating here is how high-quality Rieslings, especially from Germany and Alsace, and some exceptional Chenin Blancs from France's Loire Valley, think Vouvray or Savennières, can age beautifully for decades.
Decades, wow.
Their naturally high acidity acts as a phenomenal natural preservative. Over time, these wines develop incredible complexity. They evolve these amazing notes of honey, beeswax, flint, toasted nuts, even lanolin. It's a really surprising, beautiful transformation from their youthful freshness.
That's incredible.
It really shows that light doesn't always have to mean simple or short-lived. There's hidden depth there sometimes.
That's a fantastic insight, truly challenging the maybe simplistic idea that lightness always implies brevity. Well, what a journey we've taken today. Seriously. From defining the core components of lightness, exploring that intricate dance between nature and winemaking, to understanding diverse global examples and getting practical tips for tasting, pairing, serving, storing, we've really seen that lightness doesn't mean less character at all, but rather it's an opportunity to explore new dimensions of freshness, elegance, and just pure delight in wine.
Absolutely. This ascension of light wines in modern enology, as our source put it, it really represents a quiet revolution, I think. It's sort of redefining luxury in wine, valuing purity, balance, and authenticity over just sheer power or concentration. These wines are about transparently expressing where they come from and offering a versatile, refreshing experience that, frankly, truly fits modern palates and lifestyles.
So, deep diver, we leave you with this final provocative thought. The next time you're choosing a wine, don't just automatically reach for what's bold or famously complex. Maybe consider the elegance of the unassuming, What new light wine might just surprise you with its depth and versatility? Maybe it could invite you to rethink your entire perception of fine wine. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the really quite enchanting world of light wines.